Extra time. Thank you very much for your questions. Craig Burley's with us, Stevie Nicol as well. Julian Laurent joins the team a bit later today because, of course, the Real Madrid game went to extra time. But a lot of questions about what happened at Old Trafford today. Apart from Ahmad being his squad.
They won. Can you imagine if they had lost?
Well, it could have.
I mean, we gave them a bit of a hammering.
I know
anyway.
they won 3-1 and we still killed them. Apart from Ahmad being his squad's best player, what did Amorim learn about his team today, Craig?
That they can't even go toe-to-toe in terms of playing football with some of the worst, certainly the worst team in the Premier League by far this year and probably over a number of years. And United struggle to play against them. They struggle to stop teams that are poor, and they struggle to play against teams and impose themselves. So he's learned that there is not a team in the Premier League, not one, that can't outplay this Man United side. That's what he's learned.
To Jules' point that he made during the show, Stevie, why do you bring on Anthony?
Desperation.
But it wasn't like late on in the game. It's just into the second half, wasn't it?
Desperation, but then you've been outplayed for, what was it, 60 minutes, 55 minutes? When you've been outplayed for 55 minutes and you're doing this as a coach and looking at the bench. So who else is he bringing on? Malacia? I don't think so. So he's desperate. He's got nothing else. What was on the field was so bad that I've got nothing to lose by bringing this guy on.
What did he learn? So he knew when he came in, right? He knew because everybody knew. You can't play head to head against Liverpool and Arsenal and some of the better teams, right? We all knew that, and he knew that. I don't think he was aware of how difficult it was going to be against relegation fodder at home. I think that's an eye-opener for him. But yeah, the other side of it, top four and all that pushing, that's obvious. But his eyes have been opened to how poor they are against very bad teams in the Premier League, and that's a bigger worry for him than trying to go the other way. But because what we saw today was just awful.
What did he learn, Jules?
Not much. It's true. We said it on the show. He had said in his press conference yesterday, I'm going to learn a lot from this game, more than against Arsenal and Liverpool. And in the end, I mean, if I was him, I would be I would be so disappointed, because I was thinking, watching the game, he arrived in November, early November, and really, this team hasn't improved that much since Ten Hag left. And yeah, defensively, we said they can do a decent job, but again, it's easier to put that together than anything else when you're a coach. But with the ball, man, it's still so bad and so laborious. It is all the time against good teams, bad teams, average teams in Europe, in the league, in the cups. It's just not good enough. I just don't understand why he's done for 3 months now. Really, I'm a bit struggling. And to be fair, I know this was a tough context and it's a tough job. I get it. But I'm still a bit disappointed by not seeing much since he arrived, really.
Who? Ugarte, Menu, Eriksen, Casemiro, the young kid Collier. What teams did any of these players get in?
Well,
I mean, look at the middle of the park where Manchester United is horrible.
Well, Agate's an international footballer, and Kobe Mainu played for England.
PSG are trying to do that. PSG are trying to go that way. So why are they getting rid of Ugarte if he's that good? I mean, just think of it. Casemiro's the same. Why? Real Madrid didn't get rid of Casemiro because he was fantastic.
They weren't playing anyone good.
Regardless of
those
who in the middle of the park, they can't play out and they can't stop anybody getting at them. So what chance has Amorim got of playing football? Because they're so slow in the middle of the park, regardless of whether it's going one way or the other, that they can't get out and they can't stop anybody. What's he supposed to do?
This question is for Craig. Is it important for Manchester United at this current moment to play well or just find a way to collect points?
Well, I mean, let's be realistic. They're not going to be in the relegation as bad as they are. So, I mean, that's a difficult one. because you need to see performance as well. It is a results-based business, of course it is, but you need to see improvement. You need to see an upward trajectory. You need to see a desire and all those sort of things. So, of course, results are very important.
Man United is one of those teams that have to put a performance
And I
on
think
as
that's
well,
the
right?
problem they have at home, particularly at home against weaker sides. Some of the fans still turn up thinking they're going to be swashbuckling and there's going to be lots of chances, and they end up getting outplayed. So I think ultimately for Ruben Amorim, it has to be about an improvement in performance, and if the improvement in performance comes, results will come with it.
Right, Stevie. Is Lamine Yamal currently the best player in the world? You were saying when we were watching the game today that you were impressed.
It's very hard to say no.
Who's in that conversation for just like this season? Like Salah, obviously.
Probably Salah, yeah. Yeah,
Rafinha?
Yeah, Rafinha as well.
yeah. I'd still take Yamal over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. If I'm picking a team today, my first pick probably Yamal.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
I mean,
for a
what about
teenager, is it?
the Meg he had yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. Kid's frightening. 17.
Yeah.
Wow.
What about you?
What?
The question I just asked him.
What?
Is Lamine Yamal the best player in the world?
Well, I think no, I'm not being facetious. I think I was racking my brain trying to go around some leagues thinking about,
Yeah.
and there are a lot of good players, but and I agree. Rafinha's been like his goals. He's just
Yeah.
he's been clinical this year when he's running through on goal. But Lamine Yamal was just
Technique. Right.
there's the beating the defenders, skinning fullbacks. There's the goals. There's the crosses. There's those balls he was playing early in the season, in the first half of the season with the outside of the boot. I think it was for Rafinha.
Yeah.
He's just won the Euros. He is. We talked about it, you know, on the Sundays that we're in and the weekends when Barcelona struggled without him. And you can see why. And I used to think that, well, listen, Danny Olmo will come in or Fermin Lopez will come in and they'll be all right, but he's just so dynamic to this side. But you're right, it's scary to think about it that he is just turned, not long, and I think it was this summer, he turned 17.
So cool. It's pretty cool.
It is.
It's a
And he
great
looks,
story.
the other side of it as well is, he kind of rarely gets involved.
He just looks like he's enjoying it.
He gets a bit frustrated now and again when I think he get taken off a couple of times first half of the season. He's a little bit frustrated, but he wasn't over the top. You don't really see him getting too involved with the officials, to my memory. So he seems very level-headed with it as well. Hopefully that continues.
Give us your top three, Jules.
Yeah, I mean, I think, for me, he's top right now. I thought he was back in October after the incredible start of the season that he and Barcelona had. Then there was the injury that which slowed down things a little bit. And now he seems to be back at that kind of level. And Rafinha is more of a finisher this season, really. And they are the best front three in the world right now with Lewandowski, better than the Liverpool front three or the Bayern one or whoever, really. There's no matching Lewandowski, Lamine and Rafinha, but he makes things happen as well as the finishing, and it's just remarkable. And we said with Greg yesterday, after they played in the Copa del Rey, that Rafinha and Lamine are the best pair of wingers that you have in the world right now. Even if you don't fancy Lewandowski for his age or whatever, Rafinha and Lamine as the two wingers starting for a team this season, there's just nobody that has better pairs of wingers than them.
We talked about this on the show, didn't we, Jules? Give us a percentage chance that Neymar will be in MLS.
It's a good question. I mean, if Don Hutchinson was with us, he would get lost in all his calculations. I think I can say for 100% that he will leave Saudi this month very soon now. That's for sure. And then, as we said on the show, there are not that many options for him to go to now after if he leaves Saudi or when he leaves Saudi. So the way I see it, really only, and both are long shots, but it would be either MLS or going back to Brazil, going back to Santos. So I would give a 50-50, but really more by default than anything else.
Craig and Stevie, Did you have a teammate who was an extra time wizard, someone who always seemed to score goals or make plays during the last minute of matches?
Yeah, David Fairclough. The original super sub.
Did he like that role?
He when he was playing did not like that because he obviously wanted to play more. But having spoken to him, now that he's older, he realises that he's actually famous because of it, and actually he understands that because when you're actually in the middle of your career and you're not playing, you're always thinking, I should be playing.
Yes.
I should be playing before him, and I should have done it. But now he realises that, you know what, he actually wasn't better than the ones that were in front of him, and he's glad now that he had the opportunity to do the things that he did, coming on late and scoring huge goals.
My answer's no. I can't remember any. But was there only one sub?
Yes.
That makes it even harder, doesn't it? You haven't got a bunch of your mates sat in it's just you.
What did you do
know what
when
I'm
you were
saying?
sub like that? Because you did that when you joined Liverpool first, when you just sat on the bench.
Just sat on the bench.
One
yeah.
sub.
What are you doing? Just,
Well, I was 13.
Who were you chatting to?
I was generally 13.
It's on YouTube.
It's on
Did I-
teletext.
See facts.
I was carrying the skips in.
Wow.
I mean, I was there in case anybody got ill overnight.
Right.
And then eventually some other unfortunate got the 13th man and I was sub. And then eventually I got on the team.
Right.
It's just the way, that's the apprenticeship.
It's scary how it was
Yeah.
back then. I mean, even when I was at Chelsea in 95, 96, around then, there was two subs, and I think they allowed a goalie.
Right.
I mean, that was a stretch, you know what I mean? All right, we'll give you a goalie, and we'll give you two subs. When you think about the options now that managers have to go to the bench,
Aye.
back then in particular, you had obviously the one choice, or you had the two choices, and if you got it wrong, that was it. You know what I mean? As a manager,
Yes.
you had to make a big decision, and if it wasn't a good one, it wasn't going to change the game. Yeah, tough. Couldn't go and bring on another three. Just couldn't.
And everybody's sub was generally a forward.
Right.
Generally.
And that's what Fair Club was.
That's what Fair Club was.
Looking at it, Jules, do you think a great super sub Solskjaer, I suppose, in that conversation?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, this season, for example, in the Premier League, we had John Duran at the start of the season with Aston Villa, who was just incredible every time he was coming off the bench. Harry Wilson for Fulham had a few games as well coming off the bench and doing really, really well. I don't know if it's you change your mindset. Obviously, very different than when you start a game, just coming on for 15, 20, 10 minutes or so. But yeah, maybe some players are more suited to it than others.
I think Trossard at Arsenal, although he's played a bit more this year, but quite often since he's been at the club from Brighton,
He's a good sub.
he's been he's a good player when he starts, but he's came off the bench a lot and done something different that's affected the game.
Soloff for Atleti now. He's kind of got that role, isn't he? Coming off the bench. See how he likes that?
Well, he usually has to go to his bench, old Simeone.
Yes, to get something going. Okay, Craig, start bench or drop these topics. Ballon d'Or ceremonies, Kai Havertz or Guards of Honour? We got very angry yesterday because Real Betis gave Guard of Honour. That was nice though.
Guards of Honour are getting dropped. I don't mind. Guards of Honour are getting dropped.
Right.
What do you mean it was nice?
Well, it's nice. So well done. Congratulations, Barcelona.
Real Celta Vigo, got Celta Vigo in my brain. Real Betis.
Nice, listen to him.
Real Betis giving them a Guard of Honour for winning the Super Copa. I mean, come on. What made it worse was they then rolled out the red carpet during the game. Never made a tackle. Guard of Honour's getting dropped. Bench is the Ballon d'Or, and I don't mind talking about Kai Havertz. It's not. I don't mind. It's a topic of conversation that I think a lot of people are having for Arsenal. I mean, we're not.
Sorry, we don't need to have it again. Let's move on.
What?
Right.
We're not on an island here. We're not the only ones talking about Havertz and Jesus and Arsenal signing a number 9. We're not the only ones.
Final question. I don't know why you have been the recipient of this, Stevie. Any good advice for getting over a breakup?
None.
No advice whatsoever?
Well, I wouldn't know. I've never had one.
Well, what if you did?
Well, I don't know.
Well, surely you must be able to give somebody some advice. Say if I came to you saying I'm getting divorced, I need some help, Stevie, what would you say?
Move on as quick as you can.
Right. Get over it.
Get over it.
That is it. Would you like to see Frank the Buff?
I saw you.
How much does this man love it?
Look at the way he's standing as well.
That.
His wife's told him to stand like that. Okay, you bend one leg, you get one out. There you go.
Absolutely love it. Frank, will you be able to get Dancing with the Stars in England, Jules? Have you got a French feed to watch it?
Yeah, I've got French television. Yeah, I've seen him a
Perfect.
couple. I've seen him already a bit. Yeah.
Perfect. Oh, that's very good.
Is there anything that man won't do?
No. And he loves it. Absolutely loves it.
Yeah, but you know, here's the thing. Here's a question for you, right? This is what Elna said to me.
Oh.
She goes, Frank won't do anything he doesn't. Frank will only do stuff he knows he's actually able to do.
Right.
Like he won't go and do something that he knows he won't be good at.
Okay, yeah.
Because he won't put himself.
Oh, he can carry it off.
No, he did the Masked Singer, didn't he? And he can sing a bit, so he can do it.
He'll only do stuff that he knows he's good at.
Yes. No, Jules will be keeping us up to date then as Dancing with the Stars kicks off.
No, we don't need to know.
I want to know.
I hope he goes out first.
Oh, it'd be brilliant, wouldn't it? Absolutely brilliant.
I don't mean that badly.
No, we
Can you
do.
imagine?
No, we
We'd
do.
like-
Imagine every time.
So we can give him it.
Yeah, we can.
When did
So
you
we
finish
get
Dancing with the
after
Stars again? That's it, Jules.
Manchester United's 3-1 victory over Southampton left more questions than answers for manager Ruben Amorim. Despite the win, United struggled to dominate against the Premier League's bottom team, exposing issues with their midfield's lack of cohesion and creativity. The introduction of Antony in the second half seemed more out of desperation than strategy, highlighting the team's inability to impose themselves against even weaker opponents. Amorim now faces a harsh reality. United's performances at Old Trafford are far from the standard expected, with fans growing impatient for both results and flair. If United are to restore their dominance, Amorim must address these glaring weaknesses quickly. Whether it's tactical adjustments, improved fitness, or new signings in the January window, changes are essential. Fans expect improvement across the board, not just in securing points, but in showing a style of play worthy of the club's stature. Can Amorim turn things around, or will these struggles continue to define United's season?